The very first step is to add some gesso. Gesso is what makes the canvas material white and what makes the paint stay on the canvas. When you buy a cheap canvas like this one's from Dollar Tree, the layer of gesso will be very, very thin, making the canvas very noticeable. It will be very bumpy and the paint will just not stay on it. I usually do like 3 to 4 layers of gesso, but since you need to let them dry 12 to 24 hours each layer, I just did not have the time, so I just scented it and added 1 layer. That helped the texture to be a little bit more smoother instead of bumpy, and the paint stayed on better than it would have. I sketched the fish because I cannot remember the last time I drew or painted any fishes, so I wanted to make the mistakes on the sketchbook instead of the painting itself. The squares that you see, it's called a grid method. This method just helps you get all the proportions right, but I've noticed a couple times that I've used it that it has not helped me at all. I thought that it would help me since, like I said, I was in a time crunch, but it actually did the opposite. It made me take longer because I had to repaint a lot of the features over because they were just not proportionate at all. So I would not recommend this method unless you're an absolute beginner. I had to transfer my phone footage into my computer for the Gen concert so I could have storage to record. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of the footage of the in-between process, like the middle process. But like I said, it was not looking good because of the whole grid stuff, so it doesn't matter. I used a printing website to get the freebies made, so I sent it in a week or 2 before the concert. After that, I did work on it a little bit more, so the painting now looks slightly different than the ones on the freebie. But I do have the updated version on my Redbubble, which I will mention in a little bit. So these finishing touches do not appear on the actual freebie. I've been having artist block for a long time. I honestly think it's been years. It's really hard to break out of artist block. So for a situation like this, a situation that gives me an excuse to just do whatever I want, to have fun, to be carefree, the artist block was gone during the time of me creating this. Portraits are really fun, but when it's a subject that a lot of people are familiar with, it is a little daunting because you'll be able to see any mistakes, like the features don't look like the subject or anything like that. But I decided to let down those walls, and so I was able to breathe a little bit and not worry about too many things. You know, as an artist, you do overthink when you create. At least I was able to get started and not care too much about if I'm creating something groundbreaking or something revolutionary. It was just me having fun, exercising my creativity, and working on those art muscles, if that makes any sense. That's why I really enjoyed this process, because last time for J-Hope it was just a practice piece that I made years ago, so I didn't create anything new. But this time I set a goal to create something new. So this wasn't something that I had to start completely from scratch, from looking for a reference picture to brainstorming ideas, and I felt like I was really back on the groove of things. And then it hit me that it was for an event, so there was a deadline, so I kind of rushed a lot of the details, but that's okay. But even after everything, I like the way it turned out, and the support I received on TikTok while I was posting the progress really hyped me up, so thank you. I do not have any footage of me handing out freebies, unfortunately. It was just very spontaneous. I would hand them out at the vendors event or when I was walking around the arena, like around the neighboring businesses, while I was having lunch, while I was crossing the street, waiting in line. It was spontaneous, so I didn't record. I also was using both my hands you know, receiving freebies, handing out freebies. So I don't have any footage. But speaking of the freebies that I received, these have been the coolest freebies I've received in the concerts that I've been to. So thank you so much. If you have your username on the freebie, I'll leave them in the description. And just thank you if you gave me a freebie. So that is it regarding the painting process and the whole concert. But I do have a few more things to say. I just wanted to talk a little bit about myself. I graduated from an art high school and then I got a bachelor in arts. So I've been painting for a really long time. But I feel like I still don't know my style or what it is that I'm doing. So I really do feel like I am in my beginning stages. And I feel like this painting got me closer to my style and my purpose, because I love painting portraits. I love painting portraits that you look at and you're like, there's something there. There's like a little story there. There's like a meaning there. And I was able to explore that a little bit through here. So everything I create, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting closer and closer to my style and my purpose as an artist. So I do feel like this is like a milestone here. My favorite thing has always been painting portraits. I used to start with acrylic, but now I really like oil. This one is a combination of both. I started with acrylic and then finished with oil. If you didn't see my Instagram post, this is titled "Like a Fish Out of Water." That usually means a negative thing. It means when a fish is out of water, it's suffocating, it's struggling, it's anxious. But here it means the opposite. The fish are out of water, but they're alive, they're healthy, they're happy, and the subject, which would be Jen, is nonchalant. So that is the meaning of the artwork here. It is a spin on the phrase "like a fish out of water." I also wanted to say that my Redbubble is open. It is officially open. Redbubble is a website where you can buy prints, shirts, any type of merch on that website with my art in it. It includes this one and some other artworks of mine. So if you're interested in having this artwork or any other of my artworks in a shirt, in a pin, even an apron, a tote bag, so many things, a bucket hat, you can have it. It's all on my Redbubble. I would really appreciate it if you check it out or even buy something. That would be really amazing. And if you do get something, please tag me in your unboxing video. I would love to see it. I will be uploading more art on my Redbubble, so if you would like to follow me to stay updated, please do. I would really appreciate it. And here is some examples of what you can get on my Redbubble. Like I said, there will be more, so please stay tuned. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe because I do plan on creating more art, of course, but I love going to concerts, especially of artists that I really like. And I just really enjoy sharing my small prints with everyone. I love creating art. I love painting portraits. So this gives me an excuse to paint a portrait and have fun and get creative and not just paint a portrait, but actually create an art piece with meaning. And I want to do it again. I don't just paint portraits. I also create still lifes, landscapes. I draw. I do all sorts of things. So if you would like to subscribe to see what I do next, please do, and I would really appreciate it. So I'll definitely be doing this again, and like I said, I love attending concerts, so I definitely will be doing this again. Who knows how many times I'll do this. I couldn't do this before because it just wasn't the right time, or I didn't have like an art piece ready, or I didn't have the money or anything. So I really hope to continue doing this. And if you see me, or if you get one of my freebies, my small little prints, please reach out to me. I have an Instagram, TikTok, and of course I have a YouTube. So please reach out to me. Please tag me. I love it when I get tagged in something and I get to see where the freebie goes. And I get to re-meet you in a way. Like I see the person and they just, you know, they go on with their day, but then I see them again on social media, and I think that's so sweet and I really like it. So if you got a freebie from me, I really hope you liked it. Maybe we'll meet again, and that's the end of this video, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you.